Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We got the man, the myth, the legend. We got Mr. Seawolf 13 with us in the house today. And I am super, super excited. We've been trying to get Brent on here since the beginning of time, and we have him here today. He's actually taken the day off to be with us. And I'll tell you what, I thought there could never be anyone crazier than me out there. And then I met this young man, and oh my God, dude, you take it to a whole different level. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Look at all that stuff you got hanging above your head. My God, look at those lobsters. Insane.
Those are the big ones that I've gotten over the years. I have over 50 that are over 10 pounds. My biggest is 12.9. And believe it or not, I got it off of Anacapa.
Oh, wow.
We were hiding from a storm. We were supposed to go to the Southern Islands. And I woke up and we were just 12 miles across the channel. And I thought it was going to just be terrible. And man, epic story. Crawled in a hole, got stuck. Somebody pulled me out. My fins were crossed. And I held on to my biggest lobster, 12.9, which is that guy right there.
That's unbelievable. That's kind of what they look like hanging out in the caves, huh?
Yeah, oh man. When you see a big one, it takes your breath away. Like it because you're looking at all these ones that are just normal size, and then all of a sudden you'll see the horns, and then it's a split second, because when they're that big, they know how to back up into the holes. So you got to grab them, and sometimes you miss, sometimes you pull off legs, sometimes if you can get them by the horns, if I can get them by the horns, they're mine.
Absolutely. Gang, I want to tell y'all, today's a special day having Brent on here with us. And it's also sponsored by Okuma. And Okuma is a huge part of Your Saltwater Guide. They've been with me since the very beginning of time. We've been hanging out with Okuma for 20 years. And I'll tell you what, they're gonna be very, very relevant at the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. We're going to come back and we're going to do it again. We're doing it in Del Mar on the 19th, the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd. And Okuma's got a big booth at the show. And you guys have to check out all the specials that they have. They're going to have a ton of specials again. At the Orange County show, they sold just a phenomenal amount of Macairas. They were bragging about how many Macairas they sold. They actually sold out of the stock they had at Turner's. And then Dave Brown and the gang had to run over to the warehouse and get some more to feed those guys, because everybody was there to get all the great deals. So make sure you take advantage of it. I'll show you a cool video in a little bit that Okuma made for me to show with the man Benji Kim surf fishing. But they're going to be there. I'm going to be there. Brent's not going to be there. He's not going to do the 8-hour drive from where are you at anyway?
Monterey, Santa Cruz.
Yeah, you're not coming to Del Mar unless you're going to go diving before or after.
It's halibut season, Dave, and if I come down there, I can have 5 a day. Up here, it's 2 a day.
Oh, you might make the drive down here, huh?
I want to, Matt. I've got to plan it out with Matt, and he's going to take me over to Catalina, and I'm going to get a leopard shark. I'm going to spear a leopard shark.
All right. For what? For the leather?
I want the leather. It's the most beautiful skin out there, in my opinion.
They are a beautiful animal. They are.
And now I do fancy. I took up sewing, Dave. And I'm sewing all my ling cods together. I'm going to make myself a swimsuit out of ling cod. So
that's incredible. Talk about how you figured out this leather thing. I mean, the vest you were wearing at the show was that. There it is, right behind you. That vest
right here.
That's an incredible piece of art.
So the front is made with a 204-pound halibut. It's a Pacific halibut. And I got it in Alaska, one of my favorite places to go. And now that I know I can do this, I want a whole suit. So the front of it has the buttons on it. We call them rosebuds. They have to be over 10 pounds to make them, to make the buttons. So the front side is a 204-pound halibut. The back side is all my halibut here in Monterey are about 20 pounds plus, and that's about 10 of them just sewn together. I didn't want any black on here or gray or whatever because I wanted this to pop. This lobster right here was on the opener this year at Cortez Banks, and when it came aboard, it was cracking, and the guys are like, "Oh my God, we gotta." It's bad. I'm like, no. Because over the years, I've noticed, and I used to throw them away, but now I know how to get the skin and turn it into leather. The rarest leather in the world, if you ask me.
Well, it's absolute. Look at that, Tim Ogilvy. Look at that right there. There's the clip. Tim got me this clip, this Dorado clip for my hats. I only wear hats when I'm on the show. That's the only time you'll ever see a hat on my head because I don't want to end up like my good buddy Justin or my good buddy Brent. Or it may not have something to do with losing your hair wearing a hat, but I wear hats on the show because my hair is so wild, Brent, just to be honest to everybody. I don't wear a hat out in public, and I'm afraid that I would lose my hair, and I'm 64 years old, and look at all that hair.
That's a good head of hair, Dave.
Yes, it is. I'm quite proud of it, as a matter of fact. But let's get back into this leather thing because it's something nobody else has ever done before. So when he says it's rare, it is flipping rare, dude. And you make leather out of lobsters, which is, you know me, that's super special.
So I got so good at grabbing lobsters. I didn't say I got bored, but I needed a different challenge. I already can get the big ones. Those are always fun to go get if you're in a contest on the boat. But when you can grab one and you pull its horn and it back down in the hole and it's soft now, you know you have lobster leather. There's no other. I just get so excited. Now I got these young freedivers. They're just looking for lobster leather, which is great. I hope it catches on. Whatever you can make with leather products, and I'm just starting to do that with my stuff, is I know there's leather guys out there. So I'm 55. I figure by a decade of working with leather, I'll really get it down. But right now, I'm just learning how to sew. I sewed this on to the vest because the glue wasn't working. And yeah, just a new little hobby of mine.
Well, it's incredible. We all were like in awe when you were walking around the show at the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show. Some people were like, they seen you. Let's forget. Hold on a second. I'm going way too fast. You do a show every single day. You're exploring the leather. You're exploring all the different, like you're mounting the lobsters. You're constantly having shows where you're showing all this cool stuff that you're doing. Let's talk about that for a minute because we're going to go all over the place today, gang. But Brent has the most coolest show where you're showing us how you mount these lobsters, how you blow them out with the air hose. Then we watch you on the show sewing this leather together to make this vest that you made, and the shoes. I mean, oh my God, the shoes are incredible, but he's showing us how to do all this stuff while we're watching.
So yeah, for me last night, everybody was saying I have a kind of a viral video for me. It has 700K views on making the vest and then it coming together. So there's two of them that are side by side, about 750K in views on Instagram. On YouTube, I think I got 25 views. I can't figure out social media. I don't know. Maybe YouTube's mad that I went to Instagram. I don't know. I don't know how the social media thing works, but I know for me to be able to do something that I've never done before, Last night on my show, we put together this hat that Brian from Promar gave me. I think he gave a lot of people this hat. I'm not special, but and I just started gluing and sewing lingcod leather to it.
Look at that.
I know it probably should have tuna leather. I haven't done tuna leather. I've done the tails right here. I have a bluefin tuna. This is about 150-pound tail that I taxidermied. But I'm looking forward to trying every skin out there and just seeing what I can make with it. Some of it turns out, some of it doesn't.
Yeah, John Stanley brought up something. You know what? There's billions and billions of leopard sharks, gang. So it's not going to be a bad thing to do this. And they're very, very good eating. And Brent, you've never wasted a piece of meat. You've never wasted anything from all these fish that you harvest and all these lobsters that you harvest. You look at in your garage or your man cave there, you have every part of them still. You're not, it's, what do you always say? It's a very sustainable.
100% sustainability.
Right.
I've done this for 25 years. I didn't monetize and I didn't really care. I just wanted to film myself because I'm a narcissist. But I have a parts department of lobster parts over 20. Some don't make it. So instead of just throwing them away, we can make necklaces out of them. This is a 11.5-pound lobster's mouth. And then these are halibut spines that I just painted lobster colors. Everything that I have, I don't know why I've kept. I'm not a hoarder normally, but when it comes to fish products, I'm a hoarder. And it's now paying off. There's guys that will grab these big ones, or I met a guy hoop netting before I even knew how to hoop net, and he caught a lobster and he saw my videos and he was trying to process it himself. I used to use flesh-eating beetles to clean them out. You don't have to do that. He says just take 91% rubbing alcohol and dilute it with water 50-50, put it in a Home Depot bucket, and you can go ahead and put it in there for 3 weeks, up to a month, and then pull it out, dry it off, and mount it. He changed my whole way of, now I can not mass produce them, but I've done about 15 this year for people. But anyway, the story that he had is he contacted me because he didn't have the right back leg. And I said, measure the left back leg and I have one for you. So I bubble wrapped it up and sent it out to him. And then he showed me his finished product. And we've become good friends over the years. Last year, he was in the King of the Harbor contest. I didn't see him this year, but anyway.
Well, you know what's amazing is when anybody catches a big lobster on Justin's boat, the first thing everybody talks about, and Justin talks about it, hey, do you want Seawolf to mount that for you? Do you want it mounted? Let us know right now because it matters, gang. If you take it home and you eat it, he can't mount it. Talk about that for a minute.
Yes, Lisa got one on Captain Al's boat.
Al's boat.
And she really wanted it. She really wanted it mounted. But the thing is they needed to. It was Thanksgiving time, and they needed to feed people. You know, they were all camping, and I was like, okay. I thought we were just gonna freeze it, blah blah blah. And once you eat it, if you give it to me, I can give you back all the meat and more, because I take out the head meat, the leg meat, which is more than the tail meat. On a 10-pound lobster, you're going to almost have 2 pounds of tail meat. On the head and leg meat, you're going to have 4 pounds. You're going to have twice as much meat. Eyeballs included. Anything that's a muscle is edible. It tastes just like the tail.
Yes, it does. But the key here, gang, is when you get that big monster lobster, listen to what Brent's saying here, because it's super important that you don't cut it up. He can't. You're a master at what you do, but you can't put it back together when you cut it in half.
Absolutely. So what I recommend, if you get a big one that you're proud of, listen, a lot of guys start out with a 6 or a 7 pounder and you just keep going back out there. Keep listening to Dave from Your Saltwater Guide and his captains. They'll put you on the spots. As a matter of fact, Steve the Bugman, in his speech for the King of the Harbor, he came in 3rd place. Thank Justin for the information in his speech. Now, for a lot of people, a 6-pound lobster is a trophy lobster. It's a nice size lobster. The bigger ones that when they get this size I call it the big bug club. Lisa's part of it. Anything over 10 pounds, in my opinion, is a big bug club. Now, if you get a 9-pound, 10-ounce lobster, in my opinion, because I go by the rules that I wrote, because I'm a narcissist, it has to be over 10 pounds for the big bug club, in my opinion. But if you've gotten one that's 6 pounds, 4 pounds, take it, and you want a taxidermy, you can try it yourself by watching my show. You can contact me on social media. I'll walk you through the steps. But if you want me to do it or anybody else, you take it and you saran wrap it and you throw it in your freezer. It is legal to have a whole lobster in your freezer. Once you take the meat out, you cannot have that meat in your freezer. You can, but if you're going to run your mouth on social media, they'll come to your house. So,
and let's talk about that for a minute. It's going to be hard for me and you not to get political on this show because we're both so into harvesting and into sustainability and all the great things. And we put our heads under the water constantly and we see exactly what's out there. They don't want to know what we know, but you've been threatened by the Fish and Wildlife before because working with lobsters in the off season, even working with them in the off, Brett can't do that. He can't.
no.
He can't. Even though you can see the finished product hanging above him, boy, if he gets caught after this coming Wednesday, the 18th, if you get caught with any of those things, you're working with them. That's a big major problem, right?
Absolutely. So I'm not going to talk about the full story, but I will. I used to go on lobster closer trips, which they would come back into port the day of the closer, or maybe even the next day. And if you had a multi-day pass on the boat, you can and you know what you're doing, you can have 21 lobsters with you. They will investigate you if you start the next day showing off your 21 lobsters. Now, before I met Dave and before I knew about the fishing commission run by our governor, whatever his name is, I'm not gonna whatever. And I saw the buffoonery. I would take it out on the people that were investigating me, the wardens. And I have friends that are wardens, so they would call me and say, "Hey, you're under investigation." I'm like, "For what?" He's all, "Did you do this, this, this?" I'm like, "Yeah." So you can't do that. I'm like, "Oh, okay." So without blasting the wardens, because it's not the wardens, the men and the women that are doing the laws are doing their job. It's the ridiculousness of the board commission. Like Dave said, when you can dip your head underwater, you don't even have to. You can go out on a negative tide up in my area, and abalones, you could rock pick them if it was legal. It's not. Don't do it. But back in the day, you didn't even have to get in the water. Tide goes out. There's a nice trophy ones everywhere. Now they're on top of each other. I showed a video, I think last year, when all this was going down, and Dave posted it, and it was me doing a dive up there, and they were on top of each other. And I'm talking trophy abalone, which they're delicious.
It's insane, Brent, that the people that are making the laws have never even been in the ocean under the water and have seen it. All they get is hearsay from the other people, and they run that as law, as you and I know. And I spent a ton of time under the water at Catalina and a ton of time under the water on the coast and at San Clemente Island. And these abalone are everywhere. And they've made the most amazing comeback. Well, they didn't even make a comeback because there was never a shortage of them. But for some reason, they're playing this narrative out here in the world that there are no abalone. But we know that to be so false and such the lying media. These abalone are everywhere, gang. They're everywhere. Now, you were just telling me, Seawolf, they just closed it again for 10 more years. Isn't that
Eric made that
amazing?
decision. I went up there and I said that there's no reason for this. At least do some research.
Right?
Talk to divers. The industry has divers that dive, not like me. I'm just a knucklehead that goes out and has fun. I'm talking to people that actually dive for urchins and dive for sea cucumbers. They see all of it on a daily. So if you're asking those people, that's following the science in my brain. But we live in a world that, Eric will say, no, we need 10 more years of research. And the lady up on the board, remember, she was the only one that wanted all of the sand bass taken away. All of them. Err on the side of caution. Well, we've done that. We got sea lions that I've been in 21 fights. You're not allowed to. They've asked me not to show them. You're allowed to stand your ground. I've never given up one of my halibut. They will fight you for them. If you give them up, then you're just training other people that don't know what they're doing, and they go do it. They're going to get hurt or maybe die. I don't know. It's amazing what they try to protect. And even if we go back to the abalone, they removed all the otters out of Southern California, and now they want to reintroduce them because it's not fitting their narrative. So they're gonna bring otters back there, and otters up here love. We have so much abalone up here. Otters are always on their back, just eating them. It's insane. It's wonderful.
It's ludicrous that
Yes.
these people, they're the same people that are reintroducing the wolves, and now they want to reintroduce the grizzly bear, which, oh my God, this is crazy, gang. But why don't we focus on what we can take care of, like the ocean, like the abalone, like the lobsters? Brent and we were having a conversation a little while ago before we went live about the lobsters and how they're all in the spawning mode right now. And we know this because we're underneath the water. My good buddy Kenny sent me this picture last night. Whoops, wrong picture. Where is it? No, right there. Look at that lobster.
Lobster caviar is what I call
It's
that.
full of eggs. Now, we didn't write the law, but you're going to tell Kenny he's got to throw that lobster back. It's a legal lobster. It's legal. The season's still open. He's not going to throw that back. Any sane human being's not going to throw that back. If they really cared, they would close the season a month before, but they don't. You know what they're thinking of doing? Instead of actually making something that makes sense, they're thinking of making us so that we can only keep 3. I don't even understand that.
They're cockroaches of the ocean.
They're everywhere.
They've been around since dinosaurs. They've outlived everything, and they are in hundreds of thousands down there. I'm telling you. I've seen it. I've seen ledges, and when you come, I call it the money. When you come up and you're diving and they're social animals. So if you find one, stop running around the ocean and start looking. Because if there's one, they're all in the same area. And when you come across the ledge and you can see 100 of them, and all of their antennas are like this. Now, if you get to a level where you don't just freak out and start grabbing your 7, and you just run that ridge with your flashlight, and you're looking for these big ones. That's how you get a big one. They hide amongst the little ones. And I've even seen the big ones headbutt, use their head right here, and headbutt lobsters towards me to try to say, hey, take this one.
Get this one, yeah.
And they're making that noise. I love that noise. I could fall asleep to that. I mean, it's just incredible. Just incredible.
Absolutely. Another animal that they've had on a moratorium for a very long time, which you and I both agree you shouldn't take these things, but there are billions of these in the water too, right?
Oh, the black sea bass.
Now you shouldn't take them, but you should be able to hook them and wind them in and then let them go. But you can't even do that. These things, Seawolf is feeding these. That's his hand holding that lobster out to this animal. He's feeding these things by hand. Talk about that for a few minutes, because I've seen it. I've done it. I've done it with abalone and the black sea bass. But talk about it.
Now, hypothetically, you're not allowed to feed them, and I'm not feeding them.
Yeah,
I held it out, and it came and bit. That's the story. But you know, the thing is the black sea bass, we were talking, it's kind of like a puppy dog. Like, to kill one, it's not a challenge underwater. They have no fear of anything at this point. The problem is when you protect an animal or a fish, like the striper is just decimating the salmon population, backed up by the sea lions. The same thing with this fish. It eats anything and everything. You guys catch a fish on board, it'll come up and grab that fish, and it's too big for you guys to even catch. I mean, I've seen them with irons and treble hooks hanging out of their mouth, and the line snapped. It's a very powerful fish. And I recommend if you're grabbing lobster and one comes up to you, be careful. They will bite you. They'll suck. What happens is they suck the shell in, and then the shell it's instantaneous, and the shell comes out its gills, and the meat goes straight down. It's a powerful, beautiful fish.
Yeah, those big grinders they have in the back of their throat, they just mash that thing. A big black sea bass has got, like you said, so powerful. They mash that thing in seconds, and then the shells, they just cough them out of their gills, right?
They just cough them out. They just come right out. It's instant. It's not that I've ever done it before, but like you're just sitting there and you're watching this 400-pound fish, and it's so comfortable in its environment, and it's so sure of himself. And the guy that's feeding this one or whatever seems to be pretty confident too. But when it goes in, it's instant, and it comes out the gills, just the shell, and boom, it's ready to go again. It's like, where's the next one?
Right, because he's not getting filled up by a 10-pound lobster. He's going to eat a lot of those. Hey, guys, real quick, I want to show you this. So we were talking in the very beginning of the show. This show can't go on without our great sponsors, and Okuma has been with me for 20-plus years. And I just want to show you this cool video that we made the other day with Benji Kim, who will be at the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show at Del Mar. Check out this cool video, and make sure that you check out Okuma, because Okuma has got some of the greatest rods and reels and the greatest lures with their company, Fish Lab. So check this out. Check it out real quick here, and then we'll get back into our show. And what that is, gang, it's the Rockaway series spinning reels by Okuma. And These things are incredible, the way that they've designed them. The rod, the reel, it all works together for this great surf fishing that we have in Southern California. And Benji Kim has become a master of surf fishing in Southern California with his Lucky Craft lures and his Rockaway spinning rod and reels. It's an absolute phenomenal tool for surf fishing. And I want you guys all to check it out at the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Festival and see all these great products that Okuma has made for us, the fishermen. And start with the Rockaway series, rods and reels, and go check it all out when you're at the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show at the Del Mar Fairgrounds, the 19th, the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd. All right, Brent, back to what we were talking about.
Well, while we were on commercial break, this is legal to have in your freezer. This is a beautiful, beautiful male lobster that Steve the Bugman, he's a member of Your Saltwater Guide, wants me to taxidermy. I just taxidermied his daughter's first one. He wants this one. If the leg comes off like this, keep it. I can put everything back together. The feelers will break. This one is already broke. I'm going to be able to put this back on. The antenna is broken. I can add antennas because I have parts department. This is what I'm talking about. It would be better if when you guys get it, when it's alive, fold these antennas back and the horns and saran wrap it. I just have done so many. I know what I'm doing, and if I break something, I can fix it. But this is Steve the Bugman's third place bug that got him a trophy. So that was at King of the Harbor. It was the same night as a PCS show. That evening after Dave's barbecue, I boogied over there. And to be honest, nothing really happens until about 10:15 is when the hoop netters start coming back in and the weigh-ins and stuff. And it just gets exciting. I mean, the greatest thing is I saw a family of 4. I saw young men and boyfriend, girlfriends, or I don't know what they were, but whatever. But they were all just having fun. They didn't win. It didn't matter. They were having fun. They didn't win a lot of prizes. I'll give them that. But they were out there, and a lot of them knew me just through my videos. But that was the 7th year. Ryan from Slay Day, he's been on Dave's show before. As a matter of fact, last year on Dave, he was on Dave's show when you were doing a Saturday show, and you called in, and I pulled up, and he said, wait a minute, and he's down there on the dock talking to you about his thing. This year, he did it with the same day as the PCS show, which that's a lot of work for me, but there was napping in between, I guess. But once I got to that PCS show, what an electrical event, Dave.
It was pretty spectacular, right?
Soon as I walked in, I got the Bulldog. I got Deckhand Dolly the Bulldog. Anybody that's ever had a Bulldog came up to me, and then this vest, because I was walking around with the vest on. This vest, because so many people have seen it on social media, they wanted to touch it and they wanted to smell it. Everybody thinks it's going to be a smelly thing. There's a tanning process you go through. Does it have a stench to it? Well, one person, Lisa, said, the vest smells fine. You have BO. I'm like, oh, I got to go out to my van and get my deodorant stick. Yeah, because the vest doesn't stink. It doesn't. I wouldn't wear something around that. I don't want to be that smelly kid. You know what I'm saying? This is the coolest thing because for me, everything on here is a memory for me. Every one of these buttons, that's my buddy Jeff Braggs down in San Diego, hoop netter. He caught a 10-pounder and he just gave it to me. He's like, hey, you want to taxidermy this? And you can have it. And I taxidermied it, and then I'm like, you know what, that's his. So I took it back down to him. But I did keep its rosebud, and that is that one right there. All these are from the Big Bug Club. There are 10 pounds and above, and I have a video to back up where they came from. But when I walk around in this and I can start telling people about my Alaskan trips, I know you've been there twice, Dave. The second time was a better experience, correct?
Oh yeah, it
When
was
you
absolutely.
self-captained, right?
Yep, and
It's
that's
a
what
diff. Go ahead. Sorry.
that's what we're gonna do. We got a trip going up there in June, at the end of June on the 18th. We're going up there. 4 people. We're inviting 4 people to join us in Alaska. We're going up June 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd, and then again on the 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. We're going to be doing 2 trips, self-guided. I'm going to be driving the boat, but you guys, if you come with us, you guys can participate in driving the boat. We know how to fish. We got navionics. We can figure out where the hell the fish are. We're right there by where we were last year, Ron and Pat and I. So we're going to be checking out Alaska, fishing the way we fish in Southern California, which we found out it works, and it works very, very well. We caught millions of lingcod and halibut and just a plethora of different rockfish and salmon. So absolutely, Brett, it is absolutely insane, Alaska. And you caught that giant halibut. I got a picture of it right here. But what I didn't understand was, whoops, not that picture. Where is this thing? I didn't understand how you were talking about the tongue, eating the tongue. That is absolutely insane. Can you talk about that for a minute? And oh yeah, Matt, if you would have been on the show in the very beginning, Seawolf talked about you taking him to Catalina. So
I'm excited, Matt.
he talked about that. Steve Duncan, he's talked about that's your lobster right in front of him, man. Isn't that cool? It's just so relevant to what we're doing all the time. And there's so many cool members of the website. And if you guys want to join me and Kelly Girl up in Alaska for a trip of a lifetime, bucket list stuff, getting to fish the way you guys like to fish in a place that's very mysterious, Alaska, join us. It's going to be a trip of a lifetime. Call me up at 949-374-0786. Let me know you're interested. I'll give you the whole thing on where it's at, what it's all about. We're going to be staying in this place, the Halibut House, right there in Gustavus, Alaska. Hooked to the Halibut House is their processing plant where they smoke all the salmon and all the halibut, and then they'll bag it all up for you, and it'll be ready to go when we leave. We get in, the day we get in, we're going to take all the rest of our fish up, and then they're going to process it the next day and flash freeze it, and then we'll load it up on the airplane. It'll go home with you. As much fish as you want to take home. It's totally up to you. Check it all out, gang. We're going to catch bazillions of fish. I promise you that. But what were we talking about?
I was just my experience in Alaska. I bring back 50 pounds of spotted prawns. Did you get any of those while you were up there?
No, we did not. And we didn't get any crabs either.
Oh, so I'm fortunate enough when I go up. I have friends that actually a lady that showed me how to grab Star is my friend, and about 20 years ago, I'm such a spastic human being. She says you need to calm down underwater, because I'm like, why can't I couldn't even find lobsters when I first started. And I see guys coming back with their bags full of 7, of course. Anyway, Star was a friend of mine that took me aside and said, hey, listen, calm down and follow me. And sure enough, she moved up there and became a charter business. And so before their charter business kicks off in May, we always do a trip up there. And we get to just dive up there, dive for halibut. My buddy shot a 76-pound halibut from the white side, the bottom up, because I had it online and I was reeling it in and I thought it was going to break off, and he was in the water. So he swam underneath it. And it's the only guy I know that shot halibut from the bottom side up. So my goal in life is to live up there for July and August. If I can make this work with the internet, that's where you'll find me in July and August. looking for the huge halibut, diving on slack. You got to dive on slack tide up there. You just have to. And you have to go with people that really know what they're doing. It is deep diving. It's extreme diving. If anything happens, it's going to take them at least 4 hours to get to you if you're out where we go. Beautiful. Bald eagles. Whales coming up. Everything is right there. When Dave said, he said he knows where the fish is. There's fish everywhere. Like they have, I know there's different, that's where you need the experience, but for me, I want to shoot a 50-pound plus lingcod. That's just me. I would like to make some skin hats out of that. I'm not going to come back with the meat. We'll feed the people up there. There's to bring back meat. 50 pounds you're allowed to have on a carry-on. Anything after that, you pay a luggage fee, and you got to keep it at 50 pounds. So for me, lingcod and halibut, I get here in my backyard, 15 away from my house. I know it's different. Everybody argues. I get it. It's Pacific halibut. It's stronger. It's like the guys over there on the East Coast. Our lobsters do taste better because the market price says so. They cannot be $12.99 a pound spiny lobster. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't make Dave didn't make the rules up. The market did. So, is this a crayfish? No, it's a lobster. California spiny. Am I a guy that knows how to get them? Yes. But then I met Dave's show, and I honestly went hoop netting 8 times on the dive boats. At night when we're having some brewskis, we'll throw the hoops overboard. Nobody knew what they were doing. It's the live bait. It's everything that Justin teaches and Captain Al and my buddy. Guys that know what they're doing, come back with quantity and quality. Just saying. Steve the Bugman. Proof and point, 3rd place. Now I got to thaw this out before, like Dave said, before lobster. I'm not having anything in my freezer. And Steve gets so many of them. The last one, it was for his daughter. It was like a 9-pound something ounce. Anyway, he got so much. He said, "Don't eat meat." So I just went down to my CDF, the fire department. I live in the country, and those boys love when I show up because I'm not complaining about anything. I'm there to say, "Do you guys want halibut? Do you want thresher shark? Do you want whatever I got?" I go give to them. Now, maybe if there's a forest fire, they'll come to my house first. I don't know. It's not bargaining or trading. It's just being smart.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to get some other pictures up here, but
Okay, I'll keep talking.
keep talking, please.
I'm just running my mouth. But anyway, so when you're grabbing a lobster, and it's like this, if it's molting, this shell will start cracking when you're working with it after it's frozen. There is a key to it, and everybody says, don't tell all your secrets. I don't care. Honestly, this is a lot of work. If you want to go ahead and do it, go ahead and try it. It's a great thing to do in your garage with your family. If you have young kids, I used to process these with my daughter. There's a beautiful picture of my daughter holding up 2 trophy lobsters. When she was diving with me, she was dominant. She just dominant. I mean, for a dad to be that proud of his kid and say, "That's my girl. That's my baby girl." Oh, that's that. And she's peacocking around the boat, holding up her 10-pound plus lobsters. Now everybody's like, "Oh, your dad grabbed them." No, I got video of me teaching her how to grab them. And when you can pass that on to your children, no matter where they go in life, maybe they don't want to. No matter what direction they go, they'll have that memory of you as a dad that you cannot take away from. No matter when I'm off this earth, you just can't take it away. And that's something I got to experience with my daughter. Very special to me. And she was dominant on these boats. She stepped on. I wasn't Seawolf back then. I was just the crazy bald guy with tattoos. But yeah, when you could pass it on, I know, Dave, you dove with your sons. You have memory. There she is. Ah, what a little angel. Those are trophy lobsters right there. And that is we were out at SBI on the Vision. The Vision is now going to be another fishing boat out of San Diego. It's moved down there. They're already turning it into a fishing boat. A lot of great memories on that boat, man. A lot of great memories, especially with her. But anyway, so when they're in the molting stage, that is where you're going to find your leather. What is the leather? Well, since I invented the leather, let me just grab it. There's different kind of lobster leather. There is the lobster leather that is the pure leather, which is this. This is a 12-pound lobster right here. This one I took the shell off and I was able to retain. This was on, I came in second place. My buddy Trent came in first place, and we went to this area and dove it. Even the eyeballs are leathered up right there. Those are its eyeballs. The feelers are leathered up. You can't break them. Now, when you get them and they just molted, you're going to get this right here. Now, this right here is still leather, still very pliable. This one was from the opener. This is a normal size. And here's its, I don't know if this is its top. Here's its tail. Look at that. It's all leather. I even kept the little flaps on. You can turn those into earrings. This is a male. You can tell by the smaller ones. And then let's find the top to it. But this is a leather lobster, a lobster that is leather in full complete form. And it already molted, so it didn't turn into the leather like this. There is a difference in retaining the leather. Here's another one that a normal size. Legal lobster. I got the tops. You can measure them still. But this is a regular lobster, about a 1 pound lobster, and this is a 11.9 pound lobster, if I remember correctly. Let me find the top. Here's the top part of this. And now we have a complete, I believe it's the only one in the world, a complete leather, soft lobster. Look at it. You can bend it. You can break it. You can't break it. And look at the eyeballs. I mean, look at that. Look at the feelers. They're all leathered up. Look at the eyeballs. Now, this thing and this, unbeknownst to me, the claws on them do not go soft. So that's what I cut my hand on, and then I didn't know it, and I went up to John and he stuck his hand out. I'm glad he filmed because he sent me that. And he goes, "You're bleeding," and I'm like, "Oh my God, that's so disgusting. I'm so sorry." And he just kept rocking it. He didn't even care. But I would have fallen apart myself. But these are all my leather products right now. I mean, I got tail after tail. Just beautiful. What I'm going to do with them, I have no idea yet. But this was from this year. So I did do pretty good this year. And I'm pretty excited about all the things that I can make as soon as I learn how to make leather. Even look at that. That's its antenna, and it's I'm talking too much. It's all leathered up. Oh. So,
well, real quick, I just want to show you guys. We're doing this halibut derby out of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing Gang, and it's still got, according to Brian, there's still 6 spots available if you want to join them. You can give Dana Wharf Sport Fishing a call. It's going to be on the 27th of March. It's the regular halibut fishing day out of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, but we're going to have a special Your Saltwater Guide second annual halibut derby on the existing halibut derby. It's kind of weird, but there's 6 spots available. You give Dana Wharf Sport Fishing a call, get on the boat at 949-496-5794. You can find out if they have availability or not. As of the airing of this show, there were 6 spots available. They're not going to last very long. It's coming up quick right after the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Festival. Then you got this to look forward to. Then you got the California International Boat Show. It's going to be a fun-filled month and a half. And don't miss out on getting out there and going halibut fishing with a bunch of the members, bunch of family members. Get out there, go fishing. We're going to offer a bunch of different prizes. I'm trying to get Promar and Okuma involved in it, but there'll be cool stuff anyway. Just make sure that you sign up, and sign up sooner than later. It's the 27th. It's a Friday. Most of you would love that because you can take off the weekend and have a 3-day weekend, which would be pretty cool. So check out the Halibut Derby. Brian's running the whole thing, but you got to book through Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. So check that thing out. Right, Brent?
Absolutely. You just gave me a great idea, Dave. I'm going to contact Brian from Promar, get a hat, something more like a halibut from them. I'm pretty sure they have one. And I will put the skin for your raffle. I will make a halibut. It'll have halibut from all the way around like that. This is lingcod. I haven't finished the top yet, but I'll do it with halibut. I'll do white and gray all the way up on 2 different sides. So,
well, that'll be cool. So there's another prize. We're going to be giving away a lot of stuff. And I hear you were splashing blood all over everybody when I was up on stage, huh?
I couldn't believe, I'm getting old, Dave, and my skin is I used to be able to take cuts, and now it's just, I didn't have Band-Aids on me. I didn't even know I was bleeding until I shook John's hand and he had blood all over it. I'm like, he goes, you're bleeding. I'm like, oh my God, I'm bleeding. And then somebody was sitting there and they're like, that's that vest. Let me feel it. Let me feel it. And I'm bleeding out. I'm like, oh my God. Just an incredible. Like I said, that show, I love just geeking out and looking at everybody's booth. And then I love my favorite thing this year was to go, where all the vendors from Alaska are?
Yeah.
For tours. Well, they got their pictures and stuff. I walked by with this thing on. And I say, I got the front of this from Alaska. From one of your fish up there. That's what you got to do. You get a booth and you have this, I'm telling you right now, you're wearing what you're killing, 100% sustainability. Nobody can even yell at you anymore.
Right. It's cool. And Matt Ryan, there's leopard sharks are going to be over there spawning pretty quick, and it's going to be shallow water. It's going to be on the beaches there. I can tell you exactly where you need to be and exactly what time you want to be there, because there's leopard sharks thicker than snot over at Catalina, gang. It's like a breeding ground for them, and Brent can pick out the one he wants. That's the cool thing about being under the water, right?
Yes.
You get
and when you shoot it, it'll be like I shoot the big halibut in Alaska. It'll be on a float line. Matt will be able to see where I'm at underwater with the buoy floating. And the chances of the resident white shark that lives at Catalina, it's about 13 foot. A lot of people have seen it. I've seen it. Of it showing up, that's when they come. When you kill something, the first initial kill puts that vibration in the water, and that's when they show up. Normally they show up when I'm on tanks. I'm a cheater. Listen, all you Spiros, God bless you. I don't want to fight you. I'm not trying to take any of your guys' competition away or any of that. I'm just a guy that loves to go underwater and not listen to humans for over an hour. Can you imagine that? You can go disconnect, and the only thing you have to do is survive. The one rule I have on my dive boat, you can go on my dive boat, but you have to not die. That's the only rule. And you can't shoot short fish. Listen, the wardens watch me. They're gonna mount. They've been on my boat many times. I've been pulled over underwater 3 times, and I have video to back it up. One of them was at Catalina. We were talking about abalone. He came down. It was a free diver. He was down 60 feet. I knew they were there because I can hear they got the mother boat, and then they have the little boat. You need to know for boat traffic if there's a boat in your area if you're going to be surfacing. So I listened to everything while I'm underwater. He comes down. I came up. I surprised him. I went boop. And then he waved to me and then swam up to my buddies and made them go up. I don't know why he didn't make me go up, but he made them go up, talked to them a little bit, checked all their fish, and then swam away. So, yeah. So to Jeff's comment, dads and daughters, dads and sons, if you can get your kids disconnected and away from the computer, and if you're a single dad like I was, so you only have weekends with them and you have Wednesday nights, and you can take them instead of them just sitting at home for your weekend. All my buddies took their kids on the dive boats. They didn't dive. They were too young, but they helped cook the foods. They helped chop up things. They get to fish. All the kids on the boat that dads were diving had full fishing gear, custom rods. One was pink for my buddy's daughter, custom rod. And they would catch fish, and then they knew how to clean them. They knew how to bait. They knew how to put their own fishing tackle on. They knew what they were fishing for and what kind of tackle to put on at like 7 years old. That to me is that'll bring me to a complete stop in life and just say, wow, that looking at that and having that memory and knowing my buddies that have done this and knowing how their kids have grown up, they're in high school now, it's just a beautiful thing. It is.
Absolutely. It's the best. When I used to dive, and I dove a ton in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, my favorite thing, Brent, I know what you're saying, the quietness, but I would night dive all the time. And I would lay on the bottom in about 60 feet of water, and I'd just shut the light off, and I would just lay down there. And it is the most relaxing time. All the noise shuts off, all the light. It's just pure black, just black. And you're laying.
It's blacker than I've ever seen. You can't explain how black it is down there when you shut off all your lights on a night dive.
Oh, it's a cool feeling, right? And you hear the little shrimp clicking around you, and you're just laying there.
Up here, we got the whales. You can hear the whales at night if you dive a certain time of year. I mean, talk about connecting with nature or whatnot. I don't want to get too hippie, but yeah, I've done that before. I love when they have the iridescence in the water, so you move your hand, all your lights are off, and you just glow. For you fishermen, when you're driving out at night to go fishing or early in the morning, and it's this, they got the iridescence in the water, and your prop it looks like you got a blue light on the back. It's the same as being underwater when you make any kind of motion. It does that same thing.
Yeah, could you, like I always say, the 70s and 80s were gnarly on me, but we did those things that made light really cool back in the day. We would eat those little pills and, oh my gosh, lay on the bottom and move your hands around at night. You're just like, what in the heck is going on?
Yeah. Yes. The 70s and 80s were fun. Yeah, let's just say that. I don't suggest anybody take any kind of alternate drug to have fun down there. It's fun enough, but shrooms at night, back in the day, nothing like it. Now I don't do them, but I have buddies that do.
Absolutely. I don't know. I was reading about it. I don't know what they're talking about, but Jeff wanted to know, did your dad dive? Was he a diver?
My dad was a diver. I was such a spastic kid. My dad. So I've since I started watching your show and your women and children first. I was the kid that my dad tried. I just have way too much energy. I when we went hunting, I would go. I wouldn't shut up. I don't shut up. It's good for a talk program, but it's not good when you're hunting or fishing. Sometimes you just want to go connect with nature, and you don't want that guy just screaming every time I come up from a dive. I'm screaming. All the boat captains were like, "Oh my God, we're in emergency mode." No, it's just Brent. He just shot another halibut. So, um, as for my dad, he passed when he was only 53. I grew up in San Diego, so yes, he would take me to the ocean and he would give me a Hawaiian sling and we'd go to Mission to the jetty and we'd look for a halibut. I never shot one. I don't even think I found one. And if I would have, I was free diving, so it would have killed me. But yeah, he loved fishing. He loved diving, free diving. He was a free diver. And we had a sailboat, and we'd go over to Catalina, and he would go catch lobster and barbecue them right on the boat because, we'd stay at whatever sailboat club, little sandy beach that they have right there. We'd stay there, and he would go get the lobster. He'd go get scallops. But training me, he never trained me. He put me in the water and said, "You go that way, I'm going to go that way." He might have kept his eye on me. I don't know. But I made it, did the gym. So he wasn't a very good fisherman. We loved to go backpacking and trout. He loved trout fishing.
Well, Brent, I can't believe that we burn up an hour just like that. We blazed through this hour, and there's a bunch of people that I got to pay because we had a side bet that you couldn't not cuss for an hour. And you know what? You did it. You did it, buddy. You did it.
I can't. It's so tough. But, I think it's better in the daytime. My show is more in the evening. If you have a beer, if you're a person that enjoys a beer, I have 2 beers, and that's when the cursing comes in. People ask me about the bung holes or the rosebuds, and I just get on tangents. But I just want to thank you for letting me come on your show. I'm glad because of the internet and because of the social media. That's how me and Dave have met. And when I first met Dave on a boat, learning how to hoop net for the first time, and we caught a thresher shark before that even started, it was magical. And then, going up to Sacramento and being a face in the crowd for Dave, for the, sand bass. Who cares about those? I mean, care about them. I apologize. But I'm like, I can go get halibut. But I get it. You're getting your kids out there. You're getting them to struggle with a fish. You're teaching them. And they're actually pretty tasty. I mean, they are. And like I said, it's just my life is coming to exactly where I want it to be. What I mean by that is I get to go have a weekend. It was 24 hours of driving, going to the PCS show, hanging out with Dave, then going and hanging out with my buddy at the harbor, and then getting home by Sunday and bringing this home. And now it's time to do my thing with it. But you can find me on Instagram at night, 5:30 p.m. every night, Pacific Standard Time, or Facebook. Thank you all.
And we're going to bring you back on for a couple of shows with Justin because you really are a good human being. You really bring a lot to the family, and we love having you as a part of the family. I mean, the family has just embraced you. You came out of pretty much nowhere, and I was a little worried about you until I sat down with you and we had a cup of coffee. And like I always say, you don't know the man, you don't know the person until you sit down and have a drink with them and understand who they are. And I want to say, I was I came home that day after you and I met, and I was like, Kelly, I met a really cool human being today. I really like you a lot. You know, you became one of my really good friends, and I really like you a lot. And I'm glad you're a part of this family. And the
Blessing
family
up.
can't say enough good things about you, buddy, because that's who you are. Yeah, you look a little rough around the edges, just like I do, but at the end of the day, you're a very good human being.
That's the thing. I mean, in this day and age, everybody judges everybody, you know, and it's a real quick thing. And either you're on this side or you're on that side or whatnot. When you get to know a person like Dave or a person like me, there's really no filter. I mean, Dave has a better filter, but there's really no filter. But there's no guessing work. There's no gray area.
No.
Either you like me or you don't. When you meet me, I guarantee you're gonna like me. That's it. Or I mean, you might hate me. I don't know. I'm a narcissist. I don't think anybody hates me.
Yeah. Exactly.
Anyway, thank you for letting me be on your show. I'd love to come back, and man, maybe I'll make it down to Del Mar.
Maybe you'll make it down here to Cabo.
We used to come down there twice a year, Dave. I should have known you back then, because when we came down, when I travel, just real quick, when I travel, I don't like the tourist everyday thing, right? I like to find the locals. I like to eat what they eat, you know, because they're eating the real food. When I went to Fiji, is the same thing. The guys let me go spearfishing with them after they took us out on our little recreational dives. Then you get to know the people that live in the huts and stuff. It's fantastic. Anyway, thank you, Dave, for letting me be on your show today.
Thank you, Robert Graper. I know exactly what you're talking about. Matt, I'll get you the hot spots. And Justin, thank you for breaking the ice. It really, really is a special relationship that we have. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen, gang, turn off the news. They're all lying. Listen to our shows. Listen to Brett at night. Listen to me during the day. Watch our live fishing shows with Justin and Al. That's where you're going to find truth. That's where you're going to find real human beings that really do care about people. And Brent, you do care about people a lot, and I'm very happy to call you a friend.
Thank you. Blessing up.
See you guys later. Bye.